Hey everybody, I'm Dean Snyder from SnyderHealth.com. Welcome to this week's episode of Water Ionizer Wednesday, where each Wednesday I normally answer commonly asked questions that I get from my customers. But in this week's video, instead of answering a question, I want to let you guys know about the incredible deal that AlkaViva is making to anybody that currently owns a water ionizer that is 7 or 8 years old or older. Basically, AlkaViva is offering near wholesale prices on any of their new H2 series line of ionizers. And this offer is only for people that currently own a water ionizer and not for new shoppers. So if you currently own an older water ionizer and are thinking about getting a new one, stick around for a few minutes and I'll tell you how you can save a crap ton of money on a brand new machine. But real quick, before I get to that, I'd like to ask you to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and then also hit that notification bell icon because I have new videos coming out each week, and so this way you never miss an episode in this series. Let me tell you how AlkaViva came to make this offer in the first place. As many of you already know, AlkaViva used to go by the name IonWays, and before that it was IonLife. They've been operating in the United States for the last 17 years, and for nearly the entire time was the exclusive importing company for the Jupiter Science line of ionizers. That includes machines like the Melody, Orion and Aquarius, the Athena Classic, the Venus, the Microlite, the Delphi, Regency, Technos, Masterpiece, and so on and so forth. Not only were they the exclusive importers of those machines, but they also run a full-service repair department and are responsible for the repair and maintenance for all those machines. I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. Now, over the last few years, a ton of research has come out about the amazing health benefits of molecular hydrogen. If you take a look in the description area below, I'll post a link to a great website that has over 1,000 scientific articles of the benefits of molecular hydrogen. As of now, there are really only two ways to get molecular hydrogen into your drinking water, either by adding an effervescing type of tablet to your drinking water or through electrolysis. So since AlkaViva was already one of the leading companies in the United States for water electrolysis technology, they decided to go after that particular market. And since older water ionizers do not create molecular hydrogen for the most part, they decided to hook up with a different technology company called BioNTech and help design an electrolysis system that could produce significantly higher amounts of molecular hydrogen in the drinking water. And that's how they designed their new line of water ionizers called the H2 series, which of course, H2 is the chemical formula for molecular hydrogen. After the first couple of years of selling the new H2 series units, the majority of Jupiter Science machines were officially out of warranty. But AlkaViva still wanted to maintain service and support for those older ionizers. But the problem was that since they were no longer dealing with Jupiter Science, they no longer had access to parts for those machines. But AlkaViva came up with a clever idea, which originally was called the Water Ionizer Trade-In Program. What they did was offer customers a near wholesale discount on a new H2 series ionizer. And then when the customer made the purchase, AlkaViva would send them a prepaid label to send back their old machine. And then they would strip those machines down and take whatever useful parts they can get out of them. But the problem was many of those ionizers were coming back in absolutely unusable, horrible condition, and some of them were even infested with cockroach eggs and other infestations. And since they were spending an enormous amount of money on shipping costs to get the machines back to the warehouse, eventually they decided to kill the trade-in part of the program and just offer the discount without any requirement for the customers to send back their old machines. And so now what they're doing is once they've run out of parts for any particular model of ionizer, that model gets put on a dead list, meaning they will no longer be able to repair that machine. As time goes on, more and more of the older water ionizers are getting put on that dead list, and no repairs will be possible for those models. Even if your ionizer is not completely broken, there's still a bunch of reasons why you may want to upgrade your old machine anyway. A lot of my customers will tell me that even though their ionizer is 10, 11, 12 years old, they'll say that it still works fine. But in reality, just because the unit turns on, meaning it still has electricity running through it, and the lights all come on, that does not mean that the ionizer is producing any decent levels of pH and ORP. It's no different than a car engine. After so many years, the plating system wears down because it has voltage running through it. Every single day, multiple times a day for years and years, the plating system heats up and cools down, and heats up and cools down. And so the plating system will begin to warp and develop pits and cracks in the surface. Also, you begin to accumulate mineral deposits that are not being cleaned by the cleaning system because the cleaning system in many of the older models frankly didn't do a very good job of cleaning the plates. Certainly not like the dark 2 cleaning system that you'll find in newer machines today. And so by the time your ionizer gets to be like 10 years old, it's not even producing any good levels of pH and ORP, which is the entire reason why you bought the machine in the first place, because the plates are hardly making contact with the water. So just because the unit turns on and water is running through it, that does not mean that your water ionizer is working fine. You see what I'm saying? Another reason you may want to upgrade your older model is because your older ionizer is not able to produce molecular hydrogen. Mostly because they were never designed to do that, and also because they weren't strong enough to do that. AlkaViva's H2 series machines were specifically designed to create an abundance of molecular hydrogen. And molecular hydrogen is now the #1 health factor in owning a water ionizer. So if you do have an older water ionizer, you're completely missing out on a major feature of alkaline ionized water. Again, if you don't know anything about molecular hydrogen, check out the link in the description area. Also, if you take a look up here, I'll post a link to a video where I talk about what pH, ORP, and molecular hydrogen mean and why those factors are important when you're looking to purchase a new water ionizer. And don't forget, the older your ionizer gets, the more obsolete it's becoming. As that happens, it gets harder and harder to buy replacement filters for those models. I know a lot of you watching this video have already experienced that problem. It's just a fact. There's no reason to keep manufacturing filters for models of ionizers that are really old and that hardly anybody owns anymore. So for now, AlkaViva is offering customers the chance to upgrade to a brand new H2 series unit at near wholesale cost. If you take a look at the screen, you'll see the 4 different models that are available in the H2 series lineup: the retail price, the upgrade price, and the savings for each unit. It's a win-win for everybody. The customer gets to save a ton of money and recapture some of the money they spent on their original unit. For some people, the savings alone is more than they paid for their first ionizer. It's a win for AlkaViva because they get to maintain a customer for the next 10 to 15 years. And it's a win for me, frankly, because I get to make a commission, and this is how I make a living, you know. If you take a look up here, I'll post a link to a video that I did that explains the differences between all 4 of the H2 series units. This way, you can also see the difference between the new units and your old machine. Alright folks, if you're interested in upgrading your ionizer or you just have more questions, you could either follow the link in the description area below that will take you to my contact form, or you could just call me direct at 877-356-2508. You could also hit me up in the comment section below. The upgrade price is not something you could just purchase online, and so you have to speak to me direct in order to get the discounted price, because I have to place the order through a special system that AlkaViva provides for ionizer upgrade orders. Keep in mind, if you don't yet own a water ionizer and you still want to save a bunch of money on a new H2 series unit, give me a call and I can still get you a substantial savings off the retail price. And if you are looking to get a new machine, I wouldn't wait too long because I have no idea how long AlkaViva is going to be running this program. Hopefully for a while, but I don't have any control over that. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done it already, you can subscribe to the channel by clicking this big round button right here. And you can watch other videos in the Water Ionizer Wednesday video series by clicking on either one of those right over there. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next week. Call me.